Hi guys, and welcome back to the Sun Devil Learning Labs. This is going to be my last time teaching you guys for the summer edition of the Sun Devil Learning Labs. I hope you guys had a great experience using this system. If you weren't able to experience it in real time and follow up every day with the new lessons, you can go back to previous videos and they're on YouTube, and you can also access that through the Arizona State University website in the education department. I really hope you guys had fun this summer learning from me and my peer. Um, if you want to see more videos, then just go see the previous ones, and hopefully it could be up for next summer or previous years to come. I hope you guys had a really nice time with the Sun Devil Learnings Lab, and I really learned a lot this summer teaching you guys as well. But let's get started with their lesson. If you're new to the Sun Devil Learning Labs, and I'm sorry if this is your first video seeing it, but it is the end for my teaching. You could go and watch previous videos as well. And if you're returning, then hi, and let's get started. I'm going to share my screen with you here, and today we're going to be learning about the area versus the circumference of a circle. Our agenda today is we're going to get our materials in which is our paper and our pencils. So pause the video for 2 minutes if you need to grab your materials. Welcome back if you grabbed your materials already. And our objectives today is I can identify the radius and diameter of a circle, and I can find the area and the circumference of a circle using a formula. I'm going to say those objectives again. I want you to repeat them after me, and then we're going to get started. I can identify the radius and diameter of a circle, and I can find the area and circumference of a circle using a formula. Okay, so let's get started. So this is our vocabulary. We have the area, which is the amount of square units to fill the inside of an object. So looking at this visual representation right here, that is the whole shaded area inside of the circle. The radius is the distance from the center outwards. So that's from the center all the way to the outward point of the circle, not going out and not being any shorter. Also, the diameter is the distance from one side of the circle passing through the middle to the other side. So that is the diameter, and it goes to the center. And the circumference is the distance around the circle. So the circumference is the outside length around the circle. So before we start, I want you to look at the circle, and I want you to figure out what is the diameter or the radius of the circle if each square is equal to 1 unit. So looking at this, we know that the diameter goes completely through the circle using the center point, and the radius from the center point to the outside. So pause the video to answer this question for 2 minutes. Okay, so now that you possibly found the diameter or the radius of the circle, you should have gotten something like this. The radius is 2 and the diameter is 4, and we know that because it goes 1, 2 from the center outward, and we go 1, 2, 3, 4 to find the diameter of the whole circle. We're going to go into how to find the diameter and the radius of a circle right now. So to find the radius, we divide the diameter by 2. And to find the diameter, we're going to actually multiply the radius by 2. So here are some problems I want you to try. Just know that if you have the diameter, you're going to divide it by 2 to find the radius. And if you have the radius, you're going to multiply it by 2 to find the diameter. So pause the video again for 4 minutes to find the radius and the diameter with the given problems. Okay, so now that you've come back and you've gotten your answers, you should have gotten something like this. If the diameter is 30, then the radius is 15. If the diameter is 90 centimeters, then the radius is 45 centimeters. If the diameter is 20 centimeters, then the radius is 10 centimeters. If the radius is 48 centimeters, then you're going to multiply that by 2, and that's going to give you 96 centimeters. If the radius is 12 centimeters, then the diameter is 24 centimeters. And if the radius is 33 centimeters, then your diameter should be 66 centimeters. So finding the area of a circle. You can find the area of a circle with the formula. The formula is area equals pi times the radius, or you could write it as pi r squared. The r squared is a short way of writing the radius times the radius. So we have an example. The rug measures 2 meters from the center to the edge. What is the area if pi is 3.14? So this is my rug, and we know that it's 2 meters from the center to the edge. So that means we're going to use pi equals r squared. So 3.14 times 2 meters times 2 meters. That's going to give us 3.14 times 4 meters squared. And we're going to use a calculator for this. So we have the 12.56 meters squared as our area of the circle. So now that we've done that, I'm going to do another I do, then we're going to do a we do and a you do. So you can find the area of a circle using that formula. So I have my circle with a radius of 16 meters. I'm going to use my area equals pi r squared. That's going to be 3.14 times 16 meters times 16 meters. That's going to give me 3.14 times 256 meters squared. That all together is going to give me 803.84 meters squared. That is the area of that circle, which is huge. So we also have another I do. This time, I'm going to have the diameter of 80 centimeters. So in this formula that we have, we don't have an option to have a diameter. So because of that, we need to find what the radius is. We've already done that using the formula or dividing the diameter by 2 to find the radius. So radius equals the diameter divided by 2. That's going to be 80 divided by 2. So our radius of the circle should be 40 centimeters. So the area equals pi times r squared. And once we find that out, we're going to multiply all of those numbers out, and we should have gotten 5,024 centimeters squared. Okay, so now it's a we do. We have the radius and we're going to multiply it out, and our radius is 42 millimeters. So our area is the pi, which is 3.14, times r squared. That's going to be the 3.14 times 42 millimeters squared. 42 times 42 is 1,764. And that times 3.14 is going to give us 5,538.96 millimeters squared. So that is going to be our area of the circle. So now it is a you do. So I want you to pause the video now to answer the question. So take about 5 to 10 minutes to do this on your own. Okay, so now that you've answered this and you have found the answer, first off, we see it as the diameter, so we need to find the radius. So we know that the radius equals the diameter divided by 2. So that's 28 kilometers divided by 2, which is going to give us 14 kilometers for our radius. So now that we have our radius, we can use our formula. Area equals pi times r squared. That's going to give us 3.14 times 28 kilometers squared. And that is going to come out to 3.14 times 784 centimeters squared. And that's going to give us 2,461.76 centimeters squared. So now we found the area. Now we need to find the circumference of a circle. So you can find the circumference of a circle with a formula is circumference times equals 2 times pi times r, or 2 pi r. And r stands for the radius, and pi is 3.14. So here's our example. We have a pool, and we want to know how much it will be to walk around it. And pi equals 3.14. So here's my pool. And my pool's radius is going to be 6 meters. So our circumference using our formula, 2 pi r, which is 2 times 3.14 times our radius of 6 meters. 2 times 3.14 is 6.28. That's times 6 meters. So our circumference around the pool is going to be 37.68 meters. So just remember, the difference between the circumference and the area, the circumference is going around the object, while the area is the amount that's inside of the object. So we just found how much it would be to walk around the pool, which is only going to be in the unit of meters for this problem. It's not going to be meters squared, it's just meters because it's going around. So we know that the equation for circumference is 2 pi r. We have our radius right here. So 2 times pi, which is 3.14, times 28 centimeters is going to give us 175.84 centimeters. That is the circumference of this circle. So now for the we do, I want you to try this on your own. So pause the video for 5 to 10 minutes to try this problem on your own. Okay, so now that you've tried it on your own, we know that we see there's the diameter of this circle right here. So we want to find the radius in order to find the circumference because we have the equation of 2 pi r. So the radius equals the diameter divided by 2. So the radius is 63 centimeters divided by 2, and that's going to give us the radius of 31.5 centimeters, or 31.5 centimeters. So to find the circumference, we know that the equation is 2 times pi times r. Our pi stands for 3.14. So we have 2 times 3.14 times 31.5 centimeters. That should give us 197.82 centimeters. You could use your calculator to find these answers as well because they are becoming bigger numbers. So now we have a you do. So this, we already know what our radius is, so pause the video for 5 to 10 minutes to find the answer of the circumference of this circle. Okay, so now that you've paused that video and you found your answer, we know that the circumference is 2 pi r and our pi stands for 3.14. So our answer should have came out to 153.86 centimeters. That is your circumference of this circle. So we have Jeopardy and some math games that you can practice more, finding the area and the circumference of the circles. Our objectives were I can identify the radius and diameter of a circle, which we've done, and I can find the area and circumference of a circle using a formula. You can access the Jeopardy and the math games using your learning guides. But I hope you guys had a great lesson, and I hope you guys had a great summer. Have a good day.